Hello, this is Benjamin with ARI, your website company, and the point of today's video will be to show you how to import inventory units into your CMS editor and then push those units onto your site. Once you've logged into your CMS editor and you're sitting here on the dashboard, the first thing that you'll do is you'll go into your left-hand menu, click on Products. Then once you're in the Products menu, you'll go to Inventory Manager. Once you get into Inventory Manager, there'll be two options available to you. The first one will say Add Unit Inventory. Now, this is the manual process that I have covered in previous videos, and if you've watched any of my Level 1 webinar trainings as well. But the one that we're going to go with today is the Import Units, which by a long process will take units that you have put into an organized Excel spreadsheet, a CSV, and upload them into the site. When importing units, there's two ways you can go about it. So let's jump in. We'll go to the right of where it says Add Unit Inventory, which is of course the singular method, and go to Import Units. Now, depending on what industry that you are in, you will have a sample file, a template that is specific to your industry, and they have very few shared fields and will be in a different order depending on your industry. For today, we're going to go and open up the template for General Power Sports in just a moment. But let me first explain the two different ways in which you can do this. The first way that you can do this, which makes the process a bit easier if you are willing to use our information from our database. You can actually generate your own template with some information already filled in. As an example, let's go down to Toro, and there's Toro Ag and Lawn. We'll select it. We'll click on Add. That adds it to the list over here. Now, can you do multiple brands at a time and have pre-generated data from those brands? Yes. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could include every single brand that's in the list. And this list will only show brands that you have turned on underneath Store and Catalogs. So you don't have to worry about adding in units that are from brands that you currently don't have on the New Models page of your site or already in your inventory. Now for today, we're going to uncheck a lot of this stuff. I just want to focus on lawnmowers. So let's go ahead and unclick most of this stuff. Now, one thing that you'll see as I'm going through and doing this is not only can you choose the type of equipment, but you can also choose the year's lineup information as you go through. So if you do have a used unit that's within 2 to 4 years back, you should be able to add our catalog data for that particular information. Now let's go ahead and just go with commercial lawnmowers, if I can find that. There we are, commercial lawnmowers. We'll take the newest year of commercial lawnmowers, and we'll go ahead and click on Download Template, which will generate a template with that information from our catalog data already pre-filled in. And for today, we'll just go ahead and open that up. Now let's go ahead and expand every single column in here, and we're going to go through it one by one to ensure that you are doing this correctly. Every unit that you put in here does need a unique ID. Now, what is a unique ID? Is it the serial number? Is it the VIN? Is it the internal stock number? No, it is none of those. It is simply a number that you pick that is unique to that unit and cannot match on any other unit that is in this spreadsheet. Now, some people have been known to take the last 5 digits of the VIN or serial number and use that as the unique ID. The unique ID is just used in our system during the upload process to differentiate further unit to unit. Class, we can see that it is commercial. Make is Toro. Model, we have that information here. Style, it is a stand-on type mower. It is a 2022 year. We can put in the VIN and serial number, of course, the condition, the general description, which you can fill in yourself, either by copying and pasting from the new models section on your site, or if it is in fact a new used unit, in other words, it was used as something like a demonstration unit and has very low usage on it, and you're taking that demo unit and actually selling it now, you can put in notes about any damage or any conditions like small scratches and things from general use. Is the unit new or used? If it is new, it is an all capital N. If it is used, it is an all capital U. Primary color, this would be the color on the actual bodywork of the unit, and the surrounding trim, which in most cases is just black. You have your internal stock number, title status, you'll have price that you want to list it for on the site. And if you do not want to put in a price, you can use the price label options that you would see when you add in one of these units manually. So you could type in web price here and list the price, or you could type in here call for price and it would instead use that label and list no price for it. Usage of unit measure, this is the amount of hours, miles, kilometers, or the custom usage type that you have on here. No matter if it's hours, miles, or kilometers, the amount of those. Display and showcase. This is either an all capital yes or an all capital no. Now display and showcase will take this unit and list it as a in-stock unit underneath the Toro brand in this case as an in-stock half of the button that appears underneath the Toro brand on your new models page of your site. The best price is, of course, the lower price that you could sell the unit for in-house. Best price is primarily used only for new units, but it can, of course, be used for used units as well. Is it a brokered unit? You would either type in all capital yes or no. If it is yes, you will want to fill in the actual location other than your place of business that unit is currently being stored. You have city, state, and zip, and country of where that unit is currently being stored. If you know the cutting width, turning radius, power type, carb compliance, blade length, and all of this all the way out till you get to photo 1, great. Put it in. If not, you can always go in and one by one go in and fill in any of these blanks later after the file is already uploaded. We have photo 1 through 30. Now, this would be a picture of that unit that you have stored on a specific file on your computer, and what you're giving here is the actual internal file location of where that picture is being stored on your computer. You can go in and put the file location, and when this unit goes to upload, it will seek out that photo and that file, and as long as the file location is typed in correctly, it will put the correct photo on the correct unit. Once you get done with this job, you'll go File, Save to someplace easy to find, like your desktop would be my recommendation. Then you'll go up above, you'll go to step 2, find that file. When you click on the file, it will read off the name of your file as you saved it on your computer right here, so you know that you've got the correct file to upload. Check if file contains header information. Yes, whether you are using our generalized template or one that has some pre-filled information in it, you'll pretty much always want to have this checked. And then you'll go in and click Import File. Fairly easy. Now, it's a really similar process for the non-catalog data version of this. We'll go in and click on, since that was OPE, we'll go with Outdoor Power Equipment. And we'll go ahead and open this up. And so it has some example units in here right away, just so that you can get a feel for the kind of information that will go into each one of these. Let's go ahead and expand these, and we'll just take a quick look, and I will scroll through this slowly just so you can get a better idea of how you should go in and type in information for these units. So unique ID, class, make, model, and if you'd like to take notes during this part of the video or go ahead and take a screenshot, you can always pause this video. These examples are correctly formatted, and if you were to upload this file, they would in fact list in your inventory manager and be ready to go and finalize to get the unit on your site. One such example, you can see where that particular media was located within their computer, and that is the correct location information right there. It looks like this one, instead of seeking out a particular file on their computer, they uploaded it to the file browser already and are simply targeting a file that is already in the file browser. That is also an option if you'd like to do it that way. We'll jump back out of here. And once again, you'd go through the same process. Go find your file, check if file contains information. It does because you're using our template, and then go through and import the file. Now, after you get these units imported in your inventory manager, there is one more step that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do what's called finalizing the unit, which for those of you that are Lightspeed users, don't mistake this for the type of finalize that is done in CDK Lightspeed. This is something completely different. We'll get into products and inventory manager. Now, right away, once we jump in here, you will want to change the status of units that you're searching for. You will want to switch to unfinalized status in order to view all of these units that you will have to go to finalize in order to push them over to the site. Now, that particular status is right here underneath inventory status. You'll click here and go to unfinalized, which will bring up all of the ones in this list that are currently listed as new and in blue, versus finalized, which are units that all of the information is there, it is correct, and the unit is currently being listed on your site and read off as green in no issues. We'll go unfinalized, and it brings up every unfinalized unit that we've got. Now the finalization process looks like this. Go to the right of the unit that you wish to finalize to get onto the site. We'll click on Edit. Now you have this option right here, create a new unit inventory item or associate to an existing inventory item. If you are worried that you already added this unit on to your site, going with associate to existing unit will simply take the unit that is already on your site and done, and this new unit information that you're putting in, and combined them to make a complete unit with all of the information and pictures. And of course, if this is a brand new instance, you're for certain that this unit is the first time you're adding it onto your site, you'll go with create a new unit inventory item. We'll hit select. Now, if every single field in here is already filled in, then great. You don't have to do anything but save and publish. If it's not, you'll have to go in and fill in every single missing field that you missed within that CMS file. So it's worth your due diligence to go in and make sure that you fill in as many fields for each unit when you're doing that spreadsheet as possible, because it makes this finalization process a heck of a lot faster. Equipment type, we know that this is a side-by-side. The style, we know that it's side-by-side again. And now we can go to the link to, and this is a Comandera 1000R. So we know that is a Comandera 1000R. And is this the limited, the max? This is the max XTA. So Commander Limited and XT. I don't see the XTA in here, so we're going to go with the XT for now. Display unit and showcase. Then you can simply go through and save and publish. Because at that point, all of the required fields are already filled in. Essentially, if you're going through these fields, no matter what tab that you're on, as soon as you see this green save button light up, you can go through and save and publish, and the unit will appear on your site with the information that you've entered at that point. Now, two things, actually, three things. Let's jump back one page. A common question that I get asked for this, Ben, is do I have to go through and finalize these units one at a time, or is there a way to do a maximum, or all of the units finalized at once? No, there is no way to do them all at the same time currently. You will have to do them individually. But like I said, the more information you fill in per unit, the better. And for some of these, all you'll have to do is go into the unit, take a look at it. Okay, none of the information is missing. Great. Save, publish, and it's on the site. And it moves over from a status of new in blue to green and no issues. And then you can go over onto your site and type in the year, make, model of the unit in the search and find it there. Now, one common complaint that I get is, well, Ben, when I'm looking at the spreadsheet, how do I know which fields are required and which ones are not? That's an excellent question. And because that was a common question between me and two others who help to update the Help Center currently, we created this article right here, which there is a quick link to. It gives you a complete list of required and optional fields for the Excel file, whether you're doing it from scratch or with some pre-filled data. So we'll jump in here, and we can see that the only required fields are the ones listed in green. Everything else underneath it that's listed in yellow is optional. So you can see that the actual bare minimum is very bare minimum. Now, going back to what I said earlier, each one of these templates that you have for the different industries that we support, they do have their own unique fields in some aspects, and there will be different fields in which will be required and optional. One thing that we did is we went through and outlined every single one of the industries and gave you the optional and required fields for each. So just make sure that you are looking at the correct required and optional instructions, and you shouldn't have very much trouble with this. Just keep in mind that if you do have trouble with this process, you can always reach out to tech support, your implementation specialist if your site is not live. And if your site is live and you're going through this process, you can always reach out to your account manager or tech support as well. This has been how to import inventory units via Excel spreadsheet, CSV with Benjamin from ARI. Until I talk to all of you again, thank you very much for your very valuable time. I will see you again later. Bye-bye.